She grabbed my hand, girls rescue, met the bar, witness said, tears fled the head, I'm waiting, I guess she tweet, I guess she confess, she thinking less, not drinking less, bathroom says, best to get spontaneous, I stereotype, put to rest tonight. Imagine, believe, and achieve, it works. Skyline as I rise like fireworks.
Hello, everybody. Let's try this again. Welcome to the second try of After the Storm, your Thunder Post game analysis show. Having issues today. Welcome to the World of Live Stream. I guess I should just be doing this like a podcast, and then everything would be perfect, and then you wouldn't screw up. But I kind of like the when things don't work out well. I mean, it's live. It is what it is, and you just got to deal with it, adapt, and overcome. Kind of like playing in a basketball game. You know, things happen. What do? Do you get frustrated, or do you just figure it out? And so that's what we do here on After the Storm, your Thunder post game a show analysis. Like I said earlier, if you want to watch me, you can on Facebook, or you can go to YouTube, search After the Storm dash OKC Thunder. It'll come right up, or you can go to our website at www.mcsportsnetwork.com and you can watch all the episodes from there. But I would love it if you guys would go to YouTube, hit like, subscribe, and the notifications. That way, every time that we come on, you'll be able to watch us. Thunder came up short, 94-108 to the Bucks tonight. With no Giannis, no Conover, and no Middleton, and I think they will probably have both come Wednesday because we played them again. Wednesday we actually play Monday against the Pistons. In Detroit, and then of course Tuesday is an off day simply because it is voting day, and I expect, or I'm hoping, that everybody goes out and exercise your constitutional right to vote for whatever candidates that is, or whoever you choose to vote for. I was going to do early voting, but for whatever reason, I thought it started Friday. If I'd have known it started Wednesday, I would have went ahead and I'd be done with it. But Wednesday or Tuesday, it will be, and I will get it done early so that I can get my vote in, taken care of, and move on and get done. Let's start the show for Tuesday. And you know that is Terrific Tuesday on the Unpopular Hour, where we go to Georgia's Happy Hog and get some barbecue. Anyway, the Thunder fall short, 94-108. The Bucks are now 9-0. Thunder are 4-5. Nobody expected us to be here. Everybody expected us to be 1-8, 2-7, somewhere around there, and we are 4-5. And shocking, the league having won 4 straight, even though we've lost our last two playoff contending teams, but still, you got to play better. You got to play smarter. And our second group, our other guys did not show up tonight. Bench players did not show up. So that being said, here were my keys to the game. Limit the open looks, because we just got destroyed by open looks by Denver the other night. God dang, man, we gave them so many open looks. It was just pathetic. It was embarrassing almost how many open looks we gave them. So we had to do a much better job of limiting their open looks. Let's not settle for threes. Do not get in a three-point shooting game. We cannot, let me repeat, cannot shoot threes. And anybody who follows the Thunder know we do not shoot the three well at all. But we got to get off to a good start. We did not against Denver. Denver jumped into us really quick, put their foot on our neck, and just pressed us from the very beginning. So we did not get off to a good start. I felt like we had to today to be able to stay in the game. And then let our defense create offense. By that I mean, let's get out, let's get some turnovers, let's get our hands in the basket, or get our hands in the passing lane. Let's get some open looks. Let's get going, because once on defense, once you start rolling, it helps your offense and everything so much more if you let your defense get everything else going. And that's what you've got to do. And the Thunder did not necessarily do a great job of that the other night. But when we got back into the game, every time we make a run, and it's simply because our defense would get some turnovers, make some stops, get out in the open, make a couple passes. SGA was doing his deal, which once he starts scoring, it alleviates all the anxiety from the rest of the team. and I've been saying that for ever since we've been doing the show, that it's important that SGA gets us off to a good start. But today it was Robinson Earl getting off to a great shot, great start. I think he had 8, 10 points the first half, ended up with 12. Um, but he is our best 3-point shooter besides Muscala. I don't mind him shooting threes at all. Everybody else, I don't want you to shoot. Josh, I want him to shoot simply because it's imperative that if we're going to be successful down the road, he has to be able to shoot three because he doesn't have the game that SGA has where he can knock off the mid range, get into the post, score a lot of layups, or that little 10, 12 footer he's just ridiculously deadly with. And Josh doesn't really have that in his game. Josh is a slash to the basket, left hand, right hand, teardrops, floaters. That's what Josh's game is. But if he can develop that 3-point line or develop that confidence to be able to shoot the three and make it consistently, that will help us out tremendously. But anyway, we start out the game with SGA, Giddy, Dort, Muscala, and Robinson Earl. And I thought, hey, that's not bad, even though Giannis, Conover, and Connaughton and Middleton weren't playing today. I was like, hey, that's not a bad lineup. Maybe we get some easy shots. It will relieve the pressure a little bit off of Robinson Earl to try to be physical and play somebody inside. So I thought that was a good lineup to stop. And Poku did not. He was a DN play, coach's decision today for him not to play. But we did get off to a good start. We were scoring on them. Everybody, Robinson Earl was scoring. SJ was getting his points. Josh was doing his thing. And then we come off the bench. Baisley played the way Baisley does. J Dub did a great job. And then Jang, he's really, like I said, I'm liking his upside of I see what Sam Presti saw in him, but not 3 first-round draft picks worth of seeing it in him. Possibly he'll be there at some point. Hopefully in the next couple of years it will be worth it. I don't see it. I think he's just a middle-of-the-road player like a lot of our guys, and I just don't really see much past that with him. But if you're talking about us staying into uh, the place to get into the next lottery, we could be there because before how did the Thunder build the original Thunder team through the lottery picks, getting draft picks. We got Kevin and Jeff Green, who we played against the other night. We're both in that one round. Then we had Serge and Russell, and then we had James Harden. So that was a good round. Then a couple years later, we got Steven Adams, and it just solidified our group and our team. So anyway, so hopefully Sam Presti can duplicate that. Whether he can or not, I'm not sure. But up 27-22 with 3 minutes to go, we had SGA, J-Dub, Trey Man, Jang, and Baisley. And we went on a 10-2 run. Then the Bucks come back with an 11-2 run simply because Grayson Allen. I'm not a fan of his. I think he's a dirty player. He's always been dirty. When he was at Duke, he was dirty. I just don't know how the hell he's still in the league. I'm not a fan of his at all. Not because he went to Duke, but I just don't like dirty players. I don't like players doing dirty stuff to hurt other players. If you're a player, play. If you're good enough to play. If you're not good enough to play, you got to hurt somebody, hell, you shouldn't be in there. That's the way I look at it. But anyway, we had no answer. If you told me that Grayson Allen was going to kill us tonight, along with Ibaka played really, really well. But if you said that Grayson Allen was going to be the key in the game tonight to put us down, I would not have believed you. Yeah, I would have bet you $1,000 that would not have happened. But Grayson Allen just absolutely murdered us that first quarter, got them back into the game when we were clearly better than them, blowing them out. And actually, the first quarter score was 34-34. We were 5 for 10 from three, 52%, 10 rebounds, 14 points in the paint with only one turnover. Them, on the other hand, the Bucks were 8 for 20, which I can live 5 for 10 for us. We had to score, but scoring 34 points in a quarter was a lot for us. 46% for field, 15 rebounds. They were just killing us on the boards tonight. Points in the paint, 14-8. And that is really misleading a lot because it's SGA scoring in the paint. So it's not really us, our big men scoring anything like that. It's really mainly SGA doing his thing. Of course, bench scoring, Oklahoma City 6, the Bucks 12. And that was the one thing about us. Our bench just did not show up tonight. And when I'm doing the stats, you'll be able to see that our bench just, and you know, and they're on the road. We're young. Some days are going to be great. Some days are not. It's the pains of having a young ball club. But what I look for is consistency. Are you getting better? Are you having more bad games? Are you having three good games to one bad game? Or are you having four good games to one bad game? Or are you doing one bad game, one good game, two bad games, one good game, three bad games, one good game, two bad games, three good games? I mean, what are you doing? Are you consistent or are you inconsistent? Those are the things that I look for in each player to see what our development as a team is. Uh, I predicted us to go 31 and a half. We were at 26 and a half games, which was it was what they had predicted us to win. When Chet went down and dropped back down to 23 and a half, and right now we're at 4. So I still think my number of 31 is in place. I don't know. You, as Oklahoma City fans, do you want us to win, or like I talk to so many people outside and we're talking about my show, or we're talking about what you're doing, and I'm telling them about it. And we're getting more and more followers and more people wanting to watch what we're doing here. And they all say, hey, we want Victor Yamanyura. What for? Why would you want him? You have Chet, and you have him, and you have Poku. You're going to have 3 7-footers? Who the hell are they going to defend? I mean, what are you talking about? It would be different now if you're trying to do Chet where he is a Brook Lopez and where he's just standing out knocking down threes. Okay, then if you could make sure that Victor can guard the way Giannis can guard, maybe in 3 years he might be able to put on, 40 pounds of muscle the way Giannis has and be able to dominate the way Giannis did. Could that be possible? Yes. I don't know if he has the frame for that, but could he do it? Sure, possibly. Then, okay, you've got something. But can Chet shoot the three? I have not yet to see that. He didn't shoot the well in college. What makes me think he's going to shoot the way Brook Lopez shoots now? And he's your second overall pick. Do you want your second overall pick to average 12 points, 13 points a game? So, I mean, you got to kind of figure it out. I mean, you can't have it all. And to me, if you want to go get Victor, then you trade Chet and keep Victor, and you build around him. You can't build. If people think that you're going to be able to have both of them on the court at the same time, you're in a pipe dream somewhere. It's not going to happen. There's no way because they can't defend. And in this league, you must be able to defend the perimeter to either cut down on the threes or cut from the drive, the draw, and a dish. And what I mean by that is you drive to the basket, you draw the defenders, and you dish it to the corner. And I always talk to my kids, the 3Ds, drive, draw, dish. If you can ask them, hey, what's the 3Ds? Drive, draw, dish. They know exactly what that is. Drive, you draw, and you dish, and you knock down a jumper. So that's what the Thunder need to do. But starting the second quarter, we had Josh, Trey Mann, J-Dub, K-Will, and Omar Yuri. Omar Yuri. Omar Yuri. Hey, Omar Yuri. Hey. Finally got close. Anyway, and Trey, I just feel sorry for Trey Mann right now because poor Trey. I don't think Trey knows where he belongs. I really, truly don't. I don't think he knows where he belongs on this team right now. He doesn't know uh, if he is, ever since he shot those 25 shots in that first game against the Clippers, what was it, a week ago Tuesday, he has not played. He has not played. And it's simply because he shot more than SGA did. I don't know what the hell he was thinking, but he was that way. You could see it in the summer. He made up in his mind, I'm going to shoot the basketball. I am going to score points. I am going to go after my bag. You can see that he did that. And the Thunder cut him off and said, no, you're not on this team. We have one guy that's SGA. It's SGA, Giddy, Dort, everybody else. Let me say that again. SGA, Giddy, Dort, everybody else. Now, to me, it should be SGA, Giddy, everybody else who can step up and play at whatever game. That's just me. Those are my two best players. I want them taking the majority of the shots. I want them scoring the majority of points, and then I want everybody else to play by committee. That's just me, the way that I look at what I think the winning formula for the Thunder is. But what the hell do I know? So anyway, uh, once they went on that 11-2 run on us at the end of the first quarter, it just seems like that we never recovered. And when you start these certain lineups, and I'm just sorry, Oben Yuri, whenever we start him, uh, I like the kid, but he's a bench guy. You can't start. I don't understand why you start him. You keep starting him. It's not going to work. Every time you've done it, it's been a bad formula. Him coming off the bench and getting some points and getting some minutes here and there, yes. But when you start a two-way player, I don't get that. I don't understand what you're doing there unless you're trying to lose, and I hope uh, that is not the case. But when you watch what we were doing, it's just like we just couldn't score anymore. All of a sudden, it was 34-37, 34-34, then 39-43, then 47-50. And then all of a sudden, bam, we stopped doing what? Closing out. What was one of my keys to the game? Limit open looks. Are you hearing me? Limit open looks. It's one of my keys. Because when we start doing that, other teams get in a groove, a la Grayson Allen, who had, what did he have on us? 16, I believe it was. Yeah, he had 16 the first half. Grayson Allen. Why? Open looks. Then all of a sudden, when somebody gets an open look, they knock down a couple shots, you tend to come at them more. They give you that pump fake, they can go to the basket. And then they can either finish or kick out for a wide open shot. So he was doing a great job of that. And once we just stopped closing out, it was just, they just started rolling on us. And like I said, from the point at 4:30, with 4 minutes and 37 seconds left, we were down 47-50. 47-50. And by the end of the game, they outscored us from the last 4 minutes. They outscored us 17-6 because we weren't closing out. Then we got in a hurry. We weren't running our offense. We were trying to play too fast. We were missing some threes. And then all of a sudden, the one thing that I talked about us not doing, shooting threes, that's what happened. And guess what happened from there? That was the end of that second quarter. But outscoring us 17-3. And then another thing I thought was funny is that the first quarter, they barely got off any shots at the free throw line. Second quarter, they shot 13 frees. Huh. We don't get any bonus at all in the first quarter, and all of a sudden, bam, 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 bam. Here you go. 5 free throws right away, or get them in foul, us in foul trouble. But a lot of that was to do with what did they do? The first half they were not aggressive until first quarter they were not aggressive, and then all of a sudden they got aggressive, realizing that we could not stop them, and then bam, bam, bam. That's what happened, and that's what does happen to us. So at halftime, you can look at the Thunder. We're down 53-67 at half. 3-point percentage, the Thunder 7 for 17. Remember, we were 5 for 10, so we went 2 for 7. And then you come back with 44% from the field, 18 rebounds, 18 points in the paint, which is just ridiculously low for us, considering last game we had 70. 5 turnovers. The Bucks, on the other hand, were 11 for 29 from 3. 45%, 32 rebounds. They just beat us up inside. They literally just beat us up inside in the paint. There was just not a lot that we could do with them. 20 points in the paint, or pips, which are my points in the paint. 6 turnovers, and then of course bench scoring 14-36. We had, remember, what was it, 6 the first quarter or 8 the first quarter? We just can't. Our bench players did not step up today. Weren't ready to play. We just couldn't get anything done, and they just beat us up offensively, and it was what it was. Not a lot that we could do with them and what they were doing to us. They just had their way with us. But like I said, when we went on that 10-2 run, all of a sudden they go on an 11-2 run, thanks to Grayson Allen, and they got in the groove and got aggressive, and we stopped closing out and giving them open looks. It was just over. But you can see once again 7 for 17, which I like. That's what 40 something percent. That's very very good for us from three. That's very good shooting. Them 11 for 29, not bad. But once again, they made shots because we did not close out on them when we needed to, and they got easy looks, and that was the end of what we were doing. Halftime, so we're going to take a break and thank our sponsors. Collaborative Logic, if you have any IT needs, they can really come in and help you as far as setting up, uh, excuse me, set up your office, make your office run more efficiently through software that's being built exactly for your office and for what your needs are. And also, they can, if you need computers and things like that, they can set you up with all of that to make sure your office runs more smoothly. Mark Long and SRB. If you have any engineering, surveying, or planning, he is the dude that you need to talk to. Also, their company. And then my guy Jose Fierro at Oak Grove Trucking. If you have any rocks that need to be done or dirt, uh, I don't know anybody else better than that man himself. And then Greg and Max Nafee, uh, those are my peeps. Those are my boys for years and years and years. My brother, Greg, is like my brother, and Max is my nephew. Love what they're doing over at NAFCO. And last but not least, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. The bank that makes things happen. Uh, the bank that makes things happen. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. And the beautiful thing about them, or you can just go in and see them. And that's if you got any kind of needs for any loans, those are the people that you want to go see. And like I said, pre-qualify online. And then also, I want to thank them for being our remote sponsors, remote live streaming sponsorship. Excuse me, God, my nose, man. This weather is just beating me up. Uh, anyway, for them thanking our minority women and black-owned businesses, and I'd like to thank them for doing that. I'm sorry, guys. My head is just going crazy. If you guys got sinuses, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Having sinuses and your sinuses are bad. It's just horrible. It's not a good thing for you to have when your sinuses are jacked up. I've got people texting me about the show, and we have done it to where uh, our show is open to the public, where the public can see what we're doing, and it's not just private now, so people can go out and just out there on the web and search us for that as well. Anyway, starting the third quarter, what are our keys? I should have put these down, but I did not do these. We need to run our offense. We need to. Our bench has to contribute. We've got to get our role players stepping up and playing. Number three, we got to make shots. I mean, basically missing point blank. I mean, anyway, we have to make shots. When you're wide open from 6 feet, 3 feet, 2 feet, 1 feet, those are shots that you have to make. And then all of a sudden, and then like I said, we have to play better defense. In other words, we got to stop giving them open looks at the do. And once we do that, once we close out on people and don't allow them to shoot open shots, get our hand in their face, long shots equal long rebounds, equal transitional baskets, is equals us getting into a groove, us finding confidence, us possibly winning games. But what happens? We don't get off to a good start. They go on an 8-0 run to start the third quarter. And once that happens, it was over. It was over. And I'm sorry about today. There's just not a lot to say for what the Thunder are doing. We just, we're just young. I mean, we're just young, okay? I mean, I hate to keep harping on that, but we're young. We don't. We have one closer, SGA. Literally, he's probably going to be an All-Star this year, which is well deserved because he's been a beast. Sorry that he only had 18 tonight, which broke his. I believe it was a 12-game, 20-point plus deal where he had 12 games with 20 plus points, and that was broken tonight with 18 points on 32 minutes. And SGA, we know he starts us out, and then he closes the second quarter, closes the first quarter, closes the second quarter, And then the third quarter is usually where he does his thing, and he did not tonight. And I think it's just because they jumped on us so quick, so fast in that third quarter, 8-0 run, and we were down. I mean, and then the Thunder, then we come on and we go and cut the lead because we go on our own run. And then what do? They come back and do another run on us. We go on a 7-0 lead. They go on an 8-0 run. We come back, get a 7-0 run. We kind of get back into it. Boom. They go on another run. 14-2. Bam, it's over. It's over. But that's why they're undefeated. That's why they're doing what they're doing this year. And you got to give your hats off to uh, the Bucks and what they're doing right now. I mean, they're fantastic. There's a reason why they are 9-0. But once again, us being young as we are to be 4-5, nobody expected us to be here. Everybody thought 1-8, 2-7, and here we are 4-5. And really, only has been on a couple of games that we weren't in it. The first game that we played Denver in Denver, we should have won that game, but we made some mistakes down the stretch. That's a game we should have won. So there are games. It's not like we're getting blown out every game or the game's not even close. That's not it. But like I said, people need to come to watch the Thunder play. Okay, come watch us play. We're young. I know that, and I know the Oklahoma City people got spoiled. I get all that, and I know that we did not have after the All-Star break 2 years ago. They did not bring you guys back, which I believe killed the momentum of the Thunder. People start using their excess money to do other things, and we have not responded back because we're not winning. We're young, and people. I think if you're winning, people will start to come back. But the question is, do we really want to win? Or do we kind of want to win and get another pick in the draft? But we also have enough damn draft picks that we can go out and trade for a veteran to come in and play. So it's kind of a catch-22, but I'm sure Sam Presti will figure out what he wants to do with the Thunder. So that being said, let's get down to the third quarter. Here are the stats for the third quarter: Thunder versus Bucks. The score was 78-93, and remember it was 53-71 at halftime. At halftime. So the Thunders end up scoring 25 points? Yeah, I think we had 19 the second quarter. We had 23 the second. What do we have? We had 19 points. We scored 19 points the second quarter. And then the third quarter, we ended up scoring 25, which is about our average. 27 is about our average. And the Bucks, of course, only scored 22 that quarter. So our defense kept up, but the problem is that when they'd make a run, or we'd made a run at them, they'd come back and make a run right back at us. So those are the type of things that we have to figure out, because one of the things that I see Coach D doing is trying to figure out our rotations, who we can put in, who works well together, and Golden State is falling through the same issues that we're having. But anyway, from the three-point line, Oklahoma City Thunder 11 for 27 for 45% from the field, 30% for rebounds, 28 pips, which is points in the paint, 10 turnovers, and then the Bucks 16 for 42 from three, 43%, 44 rebounds. That rebounding advantage we're just little. Two things that I thought we needed in the draft was some size inside and some shooters, and we weren't addressed either one, I don't think. But anyway, rebounds, we got rebounded by 14 points in the paint, 28-26. And like I said, a lot of that is SGA scoring. That is not necessarily us scoring points in the paint via rebounds or when we attack the basket. Baisley's following through, which is what he's really good at. If he just cuts to the basket, once we're moving without the basketball and cut to the basket, we're pretty good. We're pretty good. Anyway, 9 turnovers for them. Bench scoring, Oklahoma City 26, the Bucks 41. 41. Now, once again, here's where everything runs crazy for me, okay? Because the start of the third quarter, he basically started the same team that he started at the first of the game, which is fine. And sometimes he'll bring Muscala in to add something different in that third quarter. But he started with the same group that he started the game, which is normal with what you should do. But in the fourth quarter, which is always kills us, Baisley, Dane, Joe, K. Will, Josh. These four guys. We got these four guys: Baisley, Jang, Isaiah Joe, and K. Will. I don't know what to do with that. I don't know what to do with that. Came right out in the zone. They attacked us. We've run zone several times this year. I, I don't know why he does it because we don't. We, I think we've stopped somebody once, maybe twice when we've run the zone. Clearly, they don't. In the NBA, that's why they don't really have the zone in there because teams are too good and they know how to break the zone. I mean, you go kick the ball to the middle. Where's the weakest part of the zone? Free throw line. Kick it there. Everything else goes there. You can knock down the shot or pass it out. Whereas every time somebody does a zone against us, we catch it in the middle. Poku passes to the corner. So he gives up a 14-foot wide open shot for a 21-foot shot that we can't shoot. Other teams, nope. They knock those down or they attack us in the basket because we really don't have any shot blockers now. When Poku's in the game, he's 6'11". He does cause some issues as well as Baisley can block shots. Muscala, if it's close enough to him, yeah. But you look at Muscala, I see him down low. I don't go, oh my God, I'm afraid. Don't drop. Yeah, I don't think that. I think let me go dunk on this fool. That's what I say to somebody like that. That's the first thing out of my thought in my brain is let me go dunk on him. That being said, 87 101. With 6 minutes to go, we bring in SGA, Bays, Joe, Isaiah Joe, Dort, and J Dub, which were little. And what do? Attack us right away with matchups. Because we talk about that all day long. The NBA is about matchups. It's about matchups. It's about matchups. And they just attacked us right away because we were too little. They just went inside and pounded us right away. Boom, boom. Timeout. That lineup does not work. That lineup does not work. You can't stick it in there. They just attacked us right away. As soon as they saw that, they just attacked us, which is exactly what I would have done. If you got a little dude on, boom, bring a big boy in here, post him up. Kind of what Larry Bird said about Cleveland when they were worried about, after you ask if you were worried about Cleveland, they go, no, why would we worry about them? Mark Price is too little. We're just going to post DJ up on the post. And then they got to make a decision. Are you going to let DJ just jump right over Mark Price because he's too big, too strong, too physical for him? Or are you going to double team down and he's going to kick it out and we're going to get wide open threes for me, Danny Ainge, and Scott Wedman and whoever else they had at the time shooting wide open threes. So what you going to do? Pick your poison. So when you're little like that, what do? You attack the basket, and they just took advantage of us. And then once again, what do I talk about? The NBA is about matchups. Football is about matchups. There's some teams that you're clearly better than, but you don't match up well with them. There's some teams that you're better than and you don't match up, or they're better than you and they don't match up with you. But when you look at paper, they're 10 times better. But when you talk about matchups, which is what it is, who do you have on the court at that time? And the Thunder are trying to figure out the rotations. But Omoyuri, why is he starting? He's a two-way player. I don't understand why you would even remotely start a two-way player. For what? He's not going to give you any. I mean, he hustles, but when you need to make a play, he can't make a play. Very frustrating when they do. I don't understand his thought process behind it. I really don't. I really don't. End of the game. Here are the final stats. Thunder, who are now 4-5, scored 94 points. The Bucks, who are 9-0, scored 108. Thunder losing 94-108. 3-point percentage. We ended up 12 of 34, which is not bad. Like I said, we are cutting down on our threes. That's the most I ever want us to shoot. I don't want us to shoot ever more than that. I prefer about 30 because we're just not very good. Now, if you're 12 for 30, then that's really good shooting percentage. That's good. We can live with that all day long. 43% from the field, 37 rebounds, only 38 pips, points in the paint. That's all. 15 turnovers. The Bucks, however, 17 of 47, which is not very good. 41%, 56 rebounds, and that's where they just absolutely beat us up on the boards. They just extra rebounds, extra shots. There's not a lot that we could have done to stop them, clearly. And that's just it's just hard when you do that. I mean, it's just really hard when you can do that. When you get out rebounded by damn near 20 rebounds. 36 points in the paint, 18 turnovers. And of course, the Thunder bench scoring 37-41, and we kind of caught up with them at the end, but mainly because our starters weren't seeing any time whatsoever. And then, of course, when you compare the first half to the second half, Thunder 53 points, so that we end up scoring, what is that, 41 points in the second half? 41 points in the second half. How do you even remotely do that? 41 points in the second half. I just don't. That to me is just uh, frustrating, and I think we're better than that. But once again, if you only score 41 points in 2 quarters, that's not very good, and you're going to end up losing. And then the Bucks, however, end up scoring, what is that? They scored 41 as well, which is not very good. So I guess the second half we played them to a standstill. Oh, that just says that was an ugly game. Oklahoma City, you matched the first half, the second half. We were 5 for 17 the second half. 5 for 17 the second half, which is once again why we shoot threes. But when you go 7 for 17 in the first half, think, oh, we're on our 3-point game. And then you go 5 for 17 and you find out, oh, yeah, no, we're not. We are still the team that we are. When you look at them, they went 6 for 18 the second half, which allowed us to go on that little bitty mini run. And then, of course, the shots that they hit were timely, and they knocked those down. Bench scoring, you can see that we scored 23 points the second half to their 5, which was all the difference. But once again, their bench made all the difference in the first half, getting out to that 14-point lead, and it made all the difference. And you can see we lost by 14. It just was even Steven the second half. But again, that is a testament to our coaching staff and what they do. But when you go back to what my keys were the game were, limit open looks. Did we do that? No. Did we settle for threes? Kinda. Did we get off to a good start? Yes, we did. Did our defense create offense for us? No, it did not. No, it did not. And that's part of the issue, because when you have a team like ours who's young, they need that, they need momentum. And the only way you're going to get momentum as a young team on the road is you've got to get some defensive turnovers, you got to get some stops, you got to get out in transition, you got to get some dunks, you got to make some shots, you got to make some layups on 2 and 3 on ones, you got to make those and finish, and you got to knock down some threes. And if you can do that, you're going to stay in games, you're going to win. But when you're a young team and you're up and down, up and down, up and down the way that we are, then it's a lot harder to figure out exactly what to do. And then, like I said, he's still in the process of figuring out who belongs where. And that is a big thing for us to see where we belong, who goes who does what. And we're going to get there. Believe me, we will get there. Your Thunderbox score, once again, SGA, only 18 points, but 7 for 16, efficient as ever. Only 1 3. He's the only guy on our team that realizes that he's not that good of a 3-point shooter, and he does not really shoot them. He works on the rest of his game that he is good at. 1 rebound, 2 turnovers, 3 assists, and once again a block. But he's got those long ass damn arms, and I think he's second. I need to put steals on here too. Put steals in there because I believe he's second or third in the NBA in steals. So I need to give him some props and put steals up there next to blocks if I can get that on my screen. Giddy Josh, 15 points, 6 for 14. Like his stat line, 2 for 3. If he can continue that, but make it 18 instead of 15, give me 3 more points, I'm going to be really, really happy. If he can give me 6 points, I'd be ecstatic. Ecstatic because I know SGA is going to give me 27, 28. I'd be ecstatic. Dort, 3 points, 1 for 5, 0 for 2, 4 rebounds, 2 turnovers, and 7 assists. And you can just see he had a horrible game. But once again, I want Dort shooting 5 to maybe 10 times a game. I prefer him to shoot 7 to 10 times a game. If you ask me, 10 is the maximum I want him shooting. Robinson Earl, I want him shooting more because he is our best 3-point shooter. 12 points, 5 for 7, 2 for 4. He had a couple bad games in there, but, if you go look at what he's shooting, we're doing, in fact, Monday, I may go over what we're doing as a team and what we're looking at, or maybe Tuesday. I might do that since it's election Tuesday. 3 rebounds, 1 turnover, 1 assist, 1 block. Muscala, 9 points, 3 for 8, 1 for 6 from 3. He needs to start meditating more for some reason. If his meditation routine or whatever he's doing is not correct, we need to get that fixed real quick for him to step up and get back to the way that we need Muscala to be for us. 5 rebounds, 1 turnover, 0 assists, 0 blocks. J-Dub, our guard from the mat with the mask, call him the mask man. 5 points, 2 for 6, 1 for 3 from 3 with 5 rebounds. I really like that, J-Dub. Get that number up. Rebounds. I like you in there rebounding for us. We really, really need that number to be up. 3 assists, not bad. Jang, 8 points, 3 for 4, 2 for 3. And like I said, I kind of like what he's doing. I still don't think he was worth 3 to 4 first-round picks to move up to get him, but I do like his upside, and he is showing me some light that he possibly could be worth it. But I still say not worth 3 to 4 first-round picks. No. Baisley, 8 points, 3 for 7, 2 for 4, 5 boards, 2 assists. He's Baisley. Maybe he just needs to go somewhere else, and hopefully he'll be able to flourish. But I didn't ever like the draft pick in the first place, and he's exactly what I thought he was going to be from the first couple times that I saw him play. I was not impressed. Trey Mann, 3 points, 1 for 3, 0 for 2, and I almost feel sorry. I don't almost. I feel sorry for Trey simply because, ever since that 25 point, that 25 points where he shot 25 times, which is kind of like what Trae Young does. His shooting percentage is terrible. And he scored 25 on 25 shots. You got 25 on 25 shots. Okay. SGA has on 22 shots. SGA goes for 34. That's when you're shooting good and doing what you're supposed to. But Trey just decided he was going to shoot a bunch. He was going to come out and score. And I really believe that he thought he was going to come out and make a step up his second year to put him in line for a new contract. But you got to remember who you're playing for, what your role is on the team, and how do you contribute. And it's not coming down shooting 5 straight times or 4 straight possessions in a row. That's not the way you do it. You're not that type of guy, even though in his mind he thought he was. And I'm just hoping that we haven't broke him by him not playing and just holding him back. I think there has to be some sort of happy medium with him, but for whatever reason, he's just gone down to in the toilet. Kendrick Williams, 3 points, 1 for 3, 0 for 2, 3 rebounds. Talking about somebody who got lucky being in the situation that he is in, playing for us because he's gotten paid for an average player. Man, he's getting paid a lot of money. He's getting paid a lot of money. But once again, the Thunder are so young, so far under the cap, you have to pay people. Orman Yuri, 0 points, 0 for 2 once again. I just don't understand this, why he's playing so much. He's a good little player, but he's a bench player. Do not start. I don't know why we're starting him coming off the bench. I don't understand that one at all. If you got Kendrick Williams, you're paying him this money. Why the hell is he not starting along with Wiggins? I like Wiggins way more than I like him, but once again, I'm not there in practice every day, so I don't really know what is happening in practice and what's going on there. Isaiah Joe, 8 points, 3 for 6, 2 for 4, 1 rebound. Hey, I like the kid, and if he's out there knocking down shots, knocking down threes, going 2 for 4, by all means, give him some playing time. And if he's not making them like he was the other night, put him back on the bench and let him sit. Wiggins, that stat line is ugly. No points, no field goal attempts, no three-point attempts, no rebounds, 3 turnovers. I don't know what they're doing with that kid. I really like him. He's long, he's athletic, he can defend. I just don't understand what they're doing. I don't understand what they're doing with the kid. And of course, Jay Will, my guy Drew Hinton of HuskerDrewPicks.com's favorite guy from Arkansas, got to play some today. He's also a two-way. 0 points, 1 for 3 from the field. Excuse me, he had 2 points. What am I doing? 2 points. 1 for 3 from the field because it's kind of hard to have no points when you're 1 for 3. Oh, that's funny. At 0 for 1 from 3 point land. 1 rebound. He did play. I was good seeing him, and of course Poku with the DNP, which means did not play. For those of you all who didn't know the language and the lingo behind it, DNP is did not play, and it was coach's decision. Pretty sure, but um, you can't play the guy. He's not that big yet. You can't give him back-to-back minutes. And I'm assuming that we play the Pistons on Monday, then we play the Bucks on Wednesday, and then we turn around. Let me see who is the other one, and then we play. Where's my schedule? Yeah, we have the Pistons on Monday, the Bucks on Wednesday, and so then we'll talk about it. And then we have the Raptors on Friday. So Wednesday, Friday are our home games. So those are going to be some good games. We'll be at both of those to watch the Thunder, and hopefully you will too. Get out. Like I said, come watch our team. Come watch our team. Give these young guys some support. They need it. I promise you. Playing on the road, like I've said, is pretty. It's easier to play on the road than come to your to at home and you've got no fans. I mean, we do have fans. What are we averaging? Probably 11,000 out of 18, 10 to 11,000 out of 18, somewhere around there. And it's simply because we're not winning. And and then I think a prime is that by not coming back after the All-Star break, I think that just killed our momentum. But the one thing about it is, my guy Mark Long and I were going to the games last year along with Randy Wright, a YNB and SRB. And when we go to games, it was hard. At the first part, there was the suites. There was probably 10 suites, 8 to 10 suites that had people in them. They were all dark. And now you can slowly see that the suites are starting to come back. They started doing that at the end of last year. People are starting to get excited about Thunder basketball again. Please come watch our guys. We went on a 4 straight game win streak. Come watch them. They're worth it. Okay? They're worth your support. They're worth your love. They're worth your voice. And they're worth, most of all, your time and money. They're worth it. That being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Remember, tomorrow's Sunday. Enjoy the Lord. Give him some love. And by all means, everybody.